One of
Welcome in.
Yes, our commercial break conversations really. All right. One of our favorite local veterinarians and advisor to Badlands Ranch, Dr. Ambika Vaid, is with us this afternoon to answer all of your pet questions.
We know that you're here to mark Adopt a Shelter Pet Month, which is so important. You and I were just talking about that. But we should also, we're going to do a little AMA, but before we get to that, why should people consider adopting a pet from a shelter rather than purchasing one, in your opinion?
Adopting is just, you're getting these pets that crave love, that don't get the love that they need or were rehomed and they deserve love just like anyone else does. Some people want those purebred dogs and there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of these breeders or some of the breeders, you know, they're coming from puppy mills and those dogs aren't being treated really well, and we don't want to keep doing that. You know, we want to kind of step away from that and really focus on the animals that need our love. The shelters are getting so overwhelmed that we're having to euthanize a lot of the pets because they're not being adopted, and that's just not fair.
And it's so fulfilling to adopt a pet. That love.
And they love different.
They do.
Agree.
They love different.
You're right.
I agree. Okay, so let's move on to some questions from our audience. We're going to start with Kennedy, who asks, we're looking for a new kitten. That's exciting, but what is the best way to introduce him to our dog or elder cat?
So first things first, go to your veterinarian, make sure that your new kitten is fully vaccinated, doesn't have fleas, isn't sick, didn't pick something up from the shelter before you introduce. Then once you do, pick one pet at a time. Do your cat first or your dog first, whatever is the nicer of the two. There's things that you can do, like Feel Away is a pheromone that helps kind of give you a calming environment. You can spray that before you do the introduction.
What's it called?
Feel Away. And
Feel
it's
Away.
A spray,
Feel Away.
Spray or an adapter you can plug into your house. I really recommend it when you get a new pet. And it just essentially, it has mother's pheromones in it, so it's a very calming thing for cats. So when you're introducing a new pet, it kind of help them calm.
That is brilliant.
No, it's a safe environment for them.
Okay. We have a question from Colleen. Colleen says, my dog is constantly licking her paws and I was told it was yeast. What is the best way to get rid of yeast in dogs?
So this is a fun one because yeast is usually secondary to something, secondary to a disease process. So if your dog has allergies, which is something I feel like I always talk about, then they'll have a yeast infection secondary to that. Your pet is licking their paws because of a reason. They're licking because they're itchy. So again, getting them on a really healthy diet, a novel protein source like Badlands Ranch Superfood Complete is a really good idea. If your pet has environmental allergies, when they come home, wash their paws so that they're not getting itchy and licking constantly. Once you have a yeast infection, antifungals are really important. Yeast is a fungus, and so you want to treat it with something that's going to kill it. So topical mousses, topical wipes would really help with that.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, Elaine, we're moving on to her question. She says, we're moving across country and don't know the best way to help ease the stress for our senior dog. What would you suggest for the move?
That's a great question because I just moved from California to Colorado with my senior dog. So what was really helpful for us was recognizing if our pet was one that needed anti-anxiety medications. If you have a really stressed out dog, talk to your veterinarian about that option because it may help a lot. The other thing is keep blankets, beds, and toys available, something familiar for them so that they can get that smell. And then lastly, don't leave your pet home alone the first few days because it's such an unfamiliar territory for them. We want to make sure they feel comfortable.
Great advice. We have time for one more question. Lynn says, we recently lost our dog and are heartbroken. Oh, Lynn, I'm so sorry. Any advice on seeking out a new dog? This goes along with your whole adopt a shelter, pet shelter.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's really
Adopt
such a
pet
personal...
from a shelter. Jeez, Sam.
It's really such a personal journey. Like some people are ready to move on right away. Some people aren't. And I think it really depends on where you are in your grieving process. I would say generally people take about a year, but if you are ready to find a new love sooner, then that's so appropriate. And again, yes, like this is the time where the shelters need help to adopt a new dog, and you may feel really, really good about yourself to do it now.
I love that.
Me too. We love having you, Dr. Vaid. Thank you so much.
I love being here. Thank you, guys.
We appreciate you. Dr. Ambika Vaid, thank you.